All right, so we're on. And Margie, welcome to our podcast. We're so excited to have you. We've
Thank you
been
very
talking
much.
we've been talking about all the girls that we want to interview, and we were like, "Oh my gosh, Margie, we have to contact her immediately and make this happen no matter where she is in the world." So where are you right now?
I am in Beverly Hills. I'm at the Beverly Hills Hotel. It
Mhm.
is the day after Valentine's Day, so it's the night after. Things were a little overly fun, past the time that I was supposed to be prepared for this, so I apologize.
We
That's
forgive
okay.
you. It's a good cause. It's all for love.
It's all for love. Because I was like, we are up early, so it doesn't even matter. So it was just like, making the time
You're
when you're
you're a morning person, I know, because I remember when you lived in Vegas, you were training at 4:30 in the morning.
yeah, that's nothing. I miss having a reason to get up that early. I still get up
Hmm.
quite early and still be like, oh, do I want to go do a walk? Do I want to do a little glutes? Do I do want to do a little arms and then do some battle ropes? But it's like wanting to wake up and say, oh yeah, let me have a mission, to like really like push into something. And right now it's just all about being, healthy and getting the body to not look crazy and stuff like that. Right
Hmm.
now I feel phenomenal. I look phenomenal, but I don't
Yes, you
look
do.
like a goddamn bodybuilder,
You still look like a
Well,
bodybuilder.
well,
What the
No,
fuck are you talking about?
yeah, no, no,
no.
no.
You know what the
No, no,
thing is
probably
that
not you're about to step on stage, but you're like somebody that somebody can look in the street and be like, "Oh yeah. Who is
yeah,
she?"
the civilians.
The
Yes.
civilians.
The normies. I call them the normies.
Yeah, the civvies. Well, you put it like that because they're supposed to think the way they think. They're supposed to, because how we thought, we used to think we were huge. Like, oh my goodness. Well, right now, I still try to keep that girl like mentality when I see you guys. When I see you guys, I still try to have that child like how excited see you guys when I know that y'all are some big motherfuckers going up there. And I know, like in my thoughts and mind, I'm still at the size that I was when I won my pro card. So, but that's still not big enough in my mentality to say, like, oh yeah, I'm still with no. But I'm not gonna be wearing those what's those kind of pants those girls be wearing? They're always when they're around girls who still compete and they're always trying to wear gym clothes around them to show that they
The
still go
yoga
to the
pants?
gym. Yeah. Oh, don't be
She
that
doesn't
girl.
even want to say it.
Yeah.
She doesn't even want to say the word yoga pants. But
Whatever
Margie,
they
you
are.
touched a subject that I want to talk about. Your beginnings. So you spoke about your size right now being the same size when you got your pro card. When did you get your pro card, and what did you do prior to that? Did you compete a lot before you got your pro card? Was it different than it is now?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Oh, my goodness. I think so I started real natural bodybuilding because it was military bodybuilding. So all that, like eating cans of tuna stuff started in 2007, right? 2007, 2008. And then after that, it was just a long break until I came back to the States. And me and my husband at the time wanted to get back into it. So we hung out with some of the people in San Diego. San Diego, the World Gym at the time, they call it the gym now. But those people down there, Peach Cone, they're just phenomenal. And I had a
I
great
miss
training.
them.
I miss them a lot. I miss that whole vibe, that whole energy when it comes to those people. It
Hmm.
was like an old school thinking. Like those people took, 15, 20 years to get their pro card. They would still be getting their pro card, right? It's not
Yeah.
like some ready to
Get it
insert
quick.
type of thing. Right.
Yeah.
So it was like yeah. So you got to be around people, with that type of energy. Now, for me, I love 2007, 2008 because it gave me that I just want to perform. I was a performer. So for me, I like to perform and the body was secondary. And then people are like, I didn't even know what conditioning was. Like, what if I want to look good. So like, whatever you look like in your face, So it was like, I just had that mentality of wanting to perform on stage and look good. So that's why the Marvelous came in because you have to think about it in a way that still sets a goal of not tearing down something that you really meant to build beautiful, right? It's like wanting to see these girls look so good and then all of a sudden they want to look that vicious look and then it tears down that natural beauty that they have and you're like, damn, it
Yeah.
happened to me. It happens to a lot of them and you don't see them anymore. So
Hmm.
it's sad that they don't get to have that being smooth, being
Mm-hmm.
out of shape, on stage look and everything else for a while, but they want to get their pro card almost immediately and everything else. Those girls that I went up against, to at nationals would fuck everybody up. I mean, them girls were beasts. Tina Williams was on stage. I was like losing my mind, So it was like something, and that was national. National level, from national to pro level, you did not know the difference. And it was like, that's how long the girls was in that circuit. So it was just, so you didn't have that like turn and burn. You didn't know. People would know who Chelsea Dion was before she wouldn't even need a pro card. She did so
Mm-hmm.
many national titles and national shows, the respect was already given before you even made it into that era.
Yeah.
Wow, I like that. Like you get the respect even before you get the
Right,
pro card.
right. Because it's tried and true. Come back, you don't win. You do it this, but everybody's like, no, you should do this. You should win that. But it's unfortunate that there's a time where we don't get to see the success of feminine muscle the way the beefcakes, right? If we had like 10 Chelseas out there right now being able to serve, the bodybuilding community, it would serve, but right now it's just so like turn and
Mm-hmm.
burn,
Mm-hmm.
and
Mm-hmm.
it's not fair to say these girls need to have freaking, brailled looking fucking glutes their first year, in competition. That stuff
Yeah.
comes, and it does, and when it comes, you don't even want that shit anymore. That stuff comes like, well,
Yeah. It comes with the time and with the
it
experience
does.
and the years
And
competing.
look at all that beautiful collagen you got on your face. Look at all that stuff. Look at that
She
beautiful
works hard
collagen.
on that skin.
I know, you know what I'm
I'm
saying?
spending money on my
It
skin. Let me tell you.
does. I was like, but now, even after retiring, now it's like I don't have to. I spend probably a third of what I did, and that's because number one, being in California is more expensive. But I used to go to in Las Vegas. I went, 6 times a year, versus just going, twice a year
Mm-hmm.
now. So it's,
Mm-hmm.
you know,
You're not
it's
metabolizing
crazy.
it as fast anymore.
Girl. Well, I mean, now the certain stuff I stopped doing now, you don't have to do the fillers, you do
Yeah.
the
Mm-hmm.
exosomes, you do stuff
Mm-hmm.
like that
Those are
to help,
good. Yeah.
right, to build it back up. And, that shit's expensive, but I'm
Mm-hmm.
46 now, so it's a different
Happy
type
birthday,
of
by the
workout.
way.
Thank you.
Belated
Thank you. Pussy's
birthday.
still tight. Pussy's still right.
Amen.
Amen.
You know what I'm saying? I was like, I don't know. I just feel I never felt in my 20s, I wasn't very secure. I was a mother, the body wasn't always right. And then I started competing later in my 30s. So it's just one of those things that I'm just now feeling comfortable in my skin to be able to say, because I was very beautiful before competing. I considered myself
Mm-hmm.
a beautiful chocolate woman, regardless, people, that's it. But then when you go into bodybuilding and you end up looking like, the crib keeper, the confidence comes from the physique instead of, where you like where people didn't look at me and face me, they were like this. My mom
Mm-hmm.
would, and you're like, why are people looking at me like I'm ugly? And you're like, oh, because I am ugly. So it's just,
Yeah.
yeah, but my body looks good, so kiss my ass. So it was
Yeah,
like,
exactly.
where is you have to find the balance of it. And then that's when you say, start talking to the Brazilians. You start talking to them about what's going on. And I remember that's one of the best things about meeting people from different parts is like they will tell you, like, girl, the Brazilian competitors would look just like you if they didn't have the filler. And I was like, what's filler? And then I was like, boom, after that it was over.
Yeah. Yeah.
Lights out.
But so when did you get your pro card, Margie? What year was that?
2012, I started with PD Devers with training, and I got my put my ass whooped in 2012. Oh, I got 11 out of 12, right? And the
Mm.
12th girl We were just all happy to be there, right? We're just happy to be there. And then I said, you know what? Let me get on some stuff. It was November of 2012. I said, let me get on some stuff. Let me do it for real, and let's go. 7 months. Every day I went into that gym like, I'm going to fuck them up. I'm going to fuck them
Mm-hmm.
up. And then July 2013, I said, I need to get top five. Let me just, Lord, get top five. And if I make top five, and that's what we were going for, like, get them to notice you, get them
Mm-hmm.
to get top five. And then that was my mission. And then all of a sudden I was like, boom. You also have to understand that I had the ability to be able to, stay at home and just train and work out. I didn't have to work at that time, just a couple of clients here and there. I had 8 hours to be able to focus on that. So it's not really fair to say that, every mom can do that, to be a parent and to focus on bodybuilding, was really hard. But then once I did get my pro card and then you have to work full time, then that was just, you know, but getting your pro
It's
card, yeah, it's hard, to do it when you have to work and make an income like a
yeah.
lot of women have to. I didn't
Hmm.
have to do at that time. It wasn't until I became a pro is when shit hit the fan. Yeah.
And when did you get your qualification for the Olympia? When was that? Right after you get a pro card, or did you take a few shows?
Qualification. I'm a qualification through points. And that was my pro debut was the Toronto Pro, which is I suggest everyone do that show. Regardless
What
of
year
where it
was
is
that?
now. That was 2014 was
Okay.
the Toronto Pro. I think the Toronto Pro, just being able to get the exposure that you won't get in the States, I suggest doing the Toronto Pro.
It's a beautiful lighting too, right? Because I remember seeing your pictures on that
Pretty good,
stage,
yeah.
and it's
Excellent lighting.
brilliant.
Excellent lighting with the Toronto Pro and also the Omaha Pro. The Omaha Pros lighting with their pictures, excellent. Toronto Pro, Omaha Pro with I forget their tanning. What's the Jake?
Mm-hmm.
Them over there. If they're still doing it, I would suggest people doing them because they always have excellent shots.
Mm-hmm.
And
Mm-hmm.
Omaha's awesome.
Amanda
Yeah,
did Omaha,
I
right?
did Omaha. I did Omaha. In fact, that's where I
Well,
met.
yeah. Did you like Omaha?
I liked it. I just think I don't know if the production is the same from the time when you did it. It's a little. I don't think they have. No, they still have women's bodybuilding. They do, but it wasn't a big
I
production.
don't think so.
They did because Michaela won the show that I was there.
They don't need more though.
You
Yeah, I
know
don't
what
think
the
they do
thing
it
is?
anymore.
Everything is maybe a cycle. Things are in cycles when it comes to things. I just have a conflict of how I feel about it because it maybe things are becoming in cycle. I feel when people become more comfortable in exercising their right to have muscle without having the stress of the absolute need to be covered in shred. I think that because you can't have the same size that they had before and think that you're going to be have longevity in your life and in a career. That's just me. I don't know. But I just
Hmm.
think that when it comes to women's bodybuilding, would it be fair to say they're turning a blind eye what they said they weren't going to do? Yeah, but you know,
Yeah. So, do you think that that is a huge difference in how it was before and how it is now? I don't quite remember a lot of women's bodybuilding prior to the
2020.
women prior to women's coming back. Because how
Right,
many years were you guys out of the? I mean, no, I'm sorry. I do recall because I remember the Rising Phoenix, and I remember
right.
the
But the
Rising Phoenix
2000,
was you guys Olympia, right?
right. So 2013 was the last Arnold that they had for, so it was like they were saying, oh, women's bodybuilding is dying. And then you're like, okay, let me hurry up and get my pro card. Let me try to see if I can compete at the Olympia. And then you find out the 2014 Olympia, they said that was going to be the last one. So
Oh wow.
a lot of women dropped, from there. And the only thing when I saw, I thought it was just, I was like, the possibilities of women's bodybuilding with Iris retiring and them dropping it, I said, it could open up to so many other possibilities. You can bring the pageantry back. You can bring the femininity back. You can do a lot of with it without having to worry about the expectations of looking like ooh, and then, that. But then, like, they don't even care now. It's like, what the fuck? Like, whatever,
Yeah, it's kind of confusing sometimes because we hear things like I heard before in at seminars and that coming from judges that they don't really care for striations on their glutes for women's physique in my category. And then when you look at top one, top two, and three, and four, they all have striated glutes. And so you get a little confused because the difference between not having it and having it, it's huge. It's a different strategy for diet. It's a different type of. It's just striation glutes means a little bit deeper in all things related to bodybuilding.
the striation glutes thing is can be easier for some than others. Over
Yeah.
time, like, people who have apple shaped bodies get striated glutes is not an issue. Having pretty glutes to me should be the key. I see these people squeezing the fuck out of nothing, and then it just looks like developed glutes looks like everything. If you can develop a nice, beautiful shape, chef's kiss. But the development should be about it. I think that's when it comes to how it's developed rather than the how thin skinned it is. For me,
Hmm.
it's about the development. If it's beautiful back there, you really put in a lot of work and time and effort on it. If nothing, I mean, skin back there just be hanging like, for me, like I was a mom, so it's like shit looked like a valance. So you paying attention back there for a long period of time looks ridiculous. But I mean, the judges are full of shit, or absolutely can be measured by their fallacies of how they judge, and they need to be called upon it. You can actually have every single judge and how they critiqued on every single and how they graded them and by AI, and have AI time it up and tell them that they're full of shit. And then you can put the whatever beliefs that they want on it, but you can't keep on creating new divisions thinking that you're going to get a different outcome when you have the same judging, because they still want to see it. Impressive is impressive, and I don't care how pretty someone is. Hard work looks different when it all the stuff is dried up out of you, and it looks, it just looks more severe. They want that extreme. And to say that they don't is, I mean,
Yeah. Yeah, yeah, it
20
is.
more divisions, 20 more divisions.
Yeah. Do you think that's what's going on with the fit model division now? Because that's what bikini used to be. Bikini used to look like that, right? And then it became a little bit more extreme in the eyes of.
Women's physique used to be that. Are you kidding me? Do you remember the first women's physique
Yeah,
winner?
with
Right?
Denalyn Bailey and then Juliana Malacarni. Yeah.
Right? Soft and smooth as a baby's behind. They look like that, And then all of a sudden, come on now, they look like
Yeah.
that, you know?
Yeah. 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 Definitely.
And they were, I
Definitely.
mean, they were dead set because they were had some girls in there who was like ab, they didn't have they had veins, in the abs and stuff like that. They weren't super hard, and they were like, no, we don't want that. We're gonna get the girl who looks like a dancer.
Yeah. I wonder, and I think that is somewhere in a website that they have the description of each category.
Hmm.
And I remember
Mhm.
when I
They
read
do.
it for the first time, I was like, I don't think that that's how they're judging.
Exactly. I mean, if you look at the rules and regulations, none of it has been followed whatsoever, and none of them have been called out on it. But they don't have to be. It's their federation. They can do whatever they want and make up whatever reason they want. They can say whatever they want, and who cares? Who cares? Move on. Go into TV, go into doing something else, go into, doing Marvel movies, Miss
Right?
Chelsea.
I would love. Hey, you know that they are starting. Universal. They're bringing Hollywood to Vegas. So I was thinking, Amanda, we should get like our SAG cards or something and try to get side work as bodybuilders.
Are you not
You know,
already not doing, trying to do that?
I
Yeah, we
mean,
should. Yeah.
have
In
I've
LA,
gotten
in LA, I got a few.
exactly. I've gotten some really cool opportunities. Like I got to work with Tove Lo for her visuals and stuff. But I was realizing since Vegas is now going to be like Hollywood, that it would just be a really good opportunity for people like us to try to get more into that.
Well, it's
I've been
not
thinking
even
about it.
But also, I think you should probably do some things to make sure that you also coming to LA when you can come to LA and try things out here, and you can always stay with me and do some tryouts and stuff like that.
Yeah,
So just it's just one of those things I really want people to be able to understand the discipline that comes from believing in yourself and having that bodybuilding competitive spirit, but then taking that and doing something else with it because it
absolutely.
how it translates into um monetary value can be exponential when you don't worry about when's the next show and everything else. You can do a show once a year, keep that little tightness, pop, pop, and then start doing your freaking
Make my
Other
whatever.
stuff.
money, my real
Yeah,
money.
because they're not thinking about you at all.
No.
Mm-mm.
Yeah. That is a website. I think it's called Backstage.
Yeah, we talked about this, I think,
Yes,
recently.
yes. But also, I think it's one of those things that you have to be able to do the YouTube shows that they have, getting on those, YouTube shows, whatever kind of experience they, whatever, just being able to do a little bit of marketing yourself. Your TikToks have to be a little, more, what's that,
Mainstream? Little?
Midwesty,
Midwest.
What does that mean?
Please explain.
a
I can't
little
wait.
less, a little less Cali, a little less Vegas, a little bit more Cowboy Carter, a little bit more 1300, 1923. You know what I'm saying? A little bit, Do you know what I'm saying? You need to get on that side of
Oh, the country.
landmans. I just said Midwest, little Oklahoma love. You need to be able to find the market, the CMT market.
She's like, get out a little bit of just the city vibe.
Right. You gotta, get back to the roots. You know what I'm saying?
But Margie, I got so many questions from people that were so excited that we were talking, and of course, one of the questions that I'm sure you got it every time, and I can't wait for you to say what you want to say. Would you ever consider going back to competing in the Masters?
Masters of what? The thing is, the only thing and reason why is because why
I
it's
mean, you can
ridiculous.
compete. You can compete in the open. You know that.
You
I'm
can't
just saying.
compete, right? But that's because most women bodybuilders are master age anyway. It
That's
takes
true.
a lot
That's
of
true.
time.
Yeah.
So it's like if you eliminated all the masters, there would be like three people on stage. It'd be Chelsea, Christina, and someone else.
A few other girls, yeah.
Very few.
Levy,
That is true. That is true. And Levy, yeah.
yeah.
Right.
There's not a ton
Yes.
of
And so you
us.
got to talk about it's not a lot. So and then, considering that it's not about, I want to fashion, I'm going to fashion an opportunity for women to be able to display their physiques muscularly without necessarily having a competition. It's not a federation. I want them to have a
Like a pageant.
stage, more like a pageant, but say if it was like a Las Vegas show where it would be something where you could during a seasonal time be able to display with dancers or whatever how you want to synchron, it could be choreographed, multiple bodybuilders doing a choreographed dance, but something where it can be monetized, filmed, and sold.
That's cool. Love
That
it.
is cool.
But I guarantee you, and I promise you,
Count me in.
it's something like that, but I would never, ever give them an opportunity to make another fucking dime off of my body, ever. Now, I would create opportunities for people to see if I decide to do that this summer. My son's turning 21, so we're going to be in Vegas partying. So that's like a definite time I want to make sure I got, the quads and everything popping and stuff like that. But,
I love you. Once
you
a
know,
bodybuilder, always a bodybuilder.
once a
Yeah,
bodybuilder,
always, always.
I don't want to die for them. Bodybuilding
Of
is
course,
a
yeah.
stress business.
It is. Yeah, absolutely. What would you say it's like one of the hardest things that you experienced during your years competing?
I think when you compromise on so many things, you try to figure out what is this what you want, right? Is the measurement of what you want when it comes to the compromising, you lose your voice, you lose a lot of that the feminine wiles that you get. So you understand it's like where's the balance? So those are the only things that you try to compromise because it's a slippery slope, and I was like, around 36 is already time when people start looking at you like, oh, you're getting old, and you like now you're doing it, 10 years later, you're still putting those type of stressors. So I think that's the thing, the compromise. So you learn how to sing so you can strengthen your vocal cords. You can elongate your vocal cords so your voice is, softer, higher. So sing all the time, sing through it, sing through the garble, the groucho, all of it. And yeah, the cracks, sing through it and everything else. But you have to, just like you train your muscles to elongate through yoga and Pilates, that's the same thing with your vocal cords. So certain things when people told us, oh, you're never going to get that back, you'll never have that back. Women we still get pregnant. We still have, beautiful lives after competing, but it's important to make sure you have the right people in place to make sure that you're doing the right things for yourself in the long run.
Yes, it's interesting you say that because I think that's for me one of the things that challenges me the most too is to throughout the prep, especially when you're like maybe 6 weeks, 4 weeks out, and there are things that you look sometimes you look in the mirror and you're like, yeah, like your face is,
You have the best diet face, bitch. You have the best diet face. Chelsea, you have a great diet face. You
she
guys do
does.
not, let me tell you something. It does not eat in. I'm telling you, it was very, very heartbreaking to see how many beautiful diet faces out there because I can't wait to do a reel of what a diet face looks like coming initially, but you guys look absolutely phenomenal. It's not, Cupid, ooh la la, chaperone fucking softness, but a diet face you guys got that Charlize Theron, when Cameron Diaz Cameron Diaz had that
The
beautiful
jaw.
diet face.
Yeah.
Woo! So, but no, my face would get eaten up. I was like very flat, very.
It's like you get the crazy like lines here. My friend called it vagina face one time, and now I can't not see it. It's just like the lines.
So the thing was like I didn't even mind the lines because I was used, and then my daughter was like, I don't like that. And I was like what? It's just coming in, it's gonna come back. And then one time it was like, oh, it came back real quick, salt water, come back, boom. And then other times you like the next day you're like,
My face is the first thing that comes back. It's like next thing you know, my cheeks are puffy again, and we don't look
Thank
crazy anymore.
God.
the bags under the fat under the bags under my eyes is the first thing that comes back. So then you just see that puffiness under the fat,
Yeah.
not the skin. It wouldn't. So then that's when I had to do, all the other stuff. So it's like,
Mm-hmm.
yeah,
Mm-hmm.
it was. Mm-mm.
Did you feel were there like a shift on your mood when you were on prep too? Do you feel that you would act a little differently when you were on prep towards people that you love, perhaps that don't compete? Was it hard to balance that out? Like for example, I was telling Chelsea, I got a dog, I got a puppy, beautiful puppy last year, and it was the beginning of my prep, and
Mm.
I was telling her I couldn't love him. And I was like,
Oh,
I wanted to give him back, and I was just so like, it was so overwhelming with all the things that I have to do, and then learning how to take care of a little thing. I've never been a mother, never, so that's the closest thing that I had of something that depend on me, solely on me. So then after the prep,
oh my
I just
gosh.
started to cry so much because I was like, oh my gosh, I can't believe it. I even thought about getting rid of you, but I almost felt like there was a different Amanda at that time, you know?
Oh yeah. I
You're like
definitely
a
feel
shell
like
of
that.
yourself.
Yeah, you get really kind of, I think when it came to the shift in perspective of that I get to do this and this is an opportunity, it changed. And when I got to talk to my kids about it, it was like once I got divorced, my whole shift of saying, hey, this is something I get to do. I get to do it. I get to make money off of it, and I'm well at it. So let's make it a business. And you can't act crazy with a business. I did not have a sense of humor. When it came to it, I would tell you straight up, and I would, hey, I don't have a sense of humor today. I communicate. So, boom. But I think after 2018, I think everything just kind of like really kind of shifted into like a cool mode of like, I know how everything is regulated, I know how things feel. And then I think 2020 was being able to like do a major overhaul with health when it came to like COVID hitting, and you had to start seeing about like, are you your liver is looking like, what's your kidneys like, are you, predisposed to something, your friends are dying. So you start looking at things differently. So the attitude towards, as long as I look good outwardly, I'll be fine, changed. But my attitude towards people was just like, when it came to like things with sensory, I just didn't have it. Like, and I stayed away. So it was like, okay, cool. Go and just masturbate and mind my business. But that was like key for me. That was key for me to cool out, chill out, be in my room, be in my space. But I think when it came to shifting on making sure we're healthy all the way around, you start considering what's really important, and attitude is everything, you know?
Mm-hmm. I
Yeah.
agree. I think the attitude too. Like every prep now, I'm getting better. In my mind, it's seeing exactly what you said. It's like I get to do this. I don't have to do this. I get to do this.
Mm,
And then when you see
yeah.
that the shortcomings are coming, like when you see that you're like, oh, like you're feeling a little, you just kind of excuse yourself from whoever is around. You don't, you know that it's coming, and then you go in your room and go take a shower, go relax, go do something else, and kind of like don't even engage because you know that it's not. Sometimes you can help it. I mean, you shouldn't be really. It doesn't give you a green card to be a bitch.
Right.
So
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
and
Right.
it's just like, especially when you work, because I work at a clinic, so sometimes I would speak to 8, 9 people in a day, and little things would set me, and I would just have to bite my tongue.
Would go rub one off. I would go rub one off in the bathroom. I swear, I would in the bathroom, and it just was just like one of those calming things. Especially, if you don't do a lot of things, you just like you have a little tension, and you gotta let the air out. Just go.
Is that what you do, Chelsea?
Question for Margie, because we talk about this in the in the girl chat, right? During prep, how is your sex drive? Is it ever low? Is it ever high? Do you ever
Is
have moments where you're like, I am not even thinking about sex? Because I know we girls struggle and we talk to each other about it, and I'm just curious some other people's, experiences with it.
I think it was for me. I don't know because I always had a really high sex drive prior to,
Hmm.
and then I recognized that certain chemical differences made it more, over the top. So it was like trying to deregulate yourself from having that overhyped feeling of wanting to destroy everything. So it's like even now, like 3 years after stop competing, is still very strong. And I just, you gotta, I think a lot
Good
of
for
stuff
you.
can be handled through loving yourself. A lot of pains and anguishes that you have during the day is just
Yeah.
about,
You just need a nut.
you gotta release.
But so you never experienced during a prep a completely shut off of your sex drive?
No. The only time
Chelsea,
I think
what are we doing wrong, sister?
I know. I don't know.
become, oh, you know what it is. I do know what it is. I'm so sorry. I do know what it is. I wouldn't do any anti-estrogens until the last 2 weeks of my show. So anything that kind of would, kill the sex drive, that didn't even happen. So I do know that a lot of people would say like, why aren't you on anti-estrogens? And no one is kind of almost like being on chemotherapy. So it's like you don't want to do that type of stuff to your body. And so like the last 2 weeks, so that's the reason why I stayed away from the antis, and because
Yeah,
that will kill it. I mean,
definitely.
yeah, so no.
I don't use it, Margie, but I do have genetically low estradiol. So I take it
Mhm.
actually. I have to take it. I take
And you're
estradiol. I take 2 milligrams every day, and the highest that it ever been is 90. But if you look at people like, for example, Christina, bubbly, round muscles, Levy, bubbly, round muscles, hers are 300.
mm,
90, 300.
And that's your high is 90.
your
My
high is
is
90
highest is 90.
with the
With
Why not take 4 then?
So, well, because then you get so your nipples get extremely sensitive. I mean, it hurts so much.
now do
Yeah,
you
that
even
sucks.
with it but do even with it being low, did you have a period?
I haven't had my period in 15 years.
Oh,
Lucky
And
bitch.
I've done, I know, but I wish actually. I've
Yeah.
done a lot of ultrasound, vaginal ultrasound to see if we have anything there, if there is anything going on. Everything is normal.
yeah. Well, when you have a low body fat, and that means just any low body fat, it just comes off for some people. It's just not going to come back on until you go higher. You know what I'm saying? And you probably won't do that for a long time. And but I would tell you, you better freeze them beautiful fucking eggs, girl. Them jeans. You better
That
freeze them.
I was thinking about that
Sell
actually.
them eggs, girl. Somebody, them beautiful jeans you got. You better freeze them fucking eggs, Chelsea, too. You know, make sure you
I
hold on to
was
them.
I was
I
thinking
don't want
about
no
that.
eggs.
You want kids?
I was
Chelsea,
thinking
you don't
about
want
that.
kids?
Never. I don't want to experience childbirth. I don't really want to, raise a child. I could say that though. I'm
Oh,
Yeah.
you're
confident in
still
it.
young. You're still very young.
I have never, ever, ever in my whole life felt the desire to start a family
Keep
ever.
going. Keep going. You're
So
you're
if
still
if
writing.
it
You're still writing.
happens,
You're still writing my book. I
I
didn't
know.
know
If
it.
it was to happen, it would be a miracle, but I honestly don't imagine my life that way.
And those make the best moms. Make the best. You make
We're
the
at this
I
podcast
know,
10 years
right? 10
later.
years from now,
Chelsea's like with
I'm
three
like got a
kids in
baby
the
on my
back.
fucking baby on my hip.
40,
I'm like,
46 years
What?
old. I
What?
can see it now. I'm 46. I can see that for you. At 45, like wait till that time when you're later in your years. But if I never had kids, this would be the time I would decide to have them right
yeah.
now.
I wouldn't mind having like maybe a surrogate. I really
Oh
just don't
yeah.
want to experience
Girl,
childbirth.
hell yeah. 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 Mm-hmm.
I don't
A
know how these
surrogate,
women
yes.
say, "Oh, I loved being pregnant. It was so beautiful." I'm like, "What? That sounds fucking miserable." Like, no.
Now, I do want to ask you, and I want to say, are you guys considering maybe taking some gymnastics?
No, I've been taking dance classes though.
Are you
I
doing
like that idea.
heels?
I do heels and then I do like non-heel classes.
Practicing heels?
So fun.
I need to
It's
get
hard
on
though.
that.
Girl, the knees. I've been
Yep,
trying to do
the
the
knees.
spin, this Simone Biles spin knee thing. Ooh, oh, it broke me down. I was like, never mind. But yeah.
Yeah. It's so fun though. It's just, something to get more in touch with my like feminine energy and practice more on my presentation and, that type of thing.
And also I know you're doing photography work and everything else.
Hmm.
I
Yeah.
just want see those type of things that you should be doing that promotes you and promotes value when you're saying, "Hey, let's do a heel video, real video to get this beautiful muscular girl no matter what week she's out, no matter what month she's out, is still going to look like a beefcake." You remember China Doll? China Doll didn't have not one shred to her muscles and was known as a beast. You know, with
Hmm.
the little tiny ass arms she had, no cuts.
She did look good at one point in time, pretty good, but
I always
she
thought
was
she
just
looked
big.
great.
Yeah.
She was just big,
Yeah,
and
she was
everything
big.
else. Yeah, but we all see those girls, we've seen plenty of China dolls, not Chelsea Dion's, you know what I'm saying? Getting on that pole and riding it.
Chelsea, you should get more videos of that. That would be sick. Like to see like kind of
So
a slow-mo of like a girl walking on hills.
I know, definitely in the works. I mean, I record myself when I take classes and then I rewatch it and I'm like, I am not posting that. So
The
I'm
thing
working on
is,
it.
that was the thing I wanted to do. I really wanted, and I was telling it like, and I was like, it's in my heart to do that. And I don't know. It's just about, it's like DuPont, just making things better. I don't want to create the things. I just want to make it better. I want to, polish it up. I want to make it shine. I just want to see it glow. And that's always why I wanted to stay in bodybuilding. I want to see the girls glow and look like these goddesses that I dream of. I want that. And it's just like it didn't turn into being that. I want to see you on stage, Chelsea, and fucking it up and being that beautiful feminine queen that you are, period, and loving it. And then still, and then it being fair to you, Terry wise and everything else. So it's just,
Yeah,
I have a
working
question
on
for
it.
you. I'm gonna put you on the spot. Do you believe that Mr. Olympias should have a height size?
What do you mean? Like, should they be a
Like, do
certain
you
height?
believe that? Do you think that? How tall are you, Chelsea?
I'm 5'9".
Yeah, right. So do you think like Mr. Olympia should be 5'5"? Shouldn't there be a height
I
to, I mean,
mean,
To
five
make a
five?
little to make it more. Yeah, because you don't have the same advantage of the shorter
yeah.
girls.
I mean, I'm so happy that Samson won because he's a tall competitor, right? And
Yes.
it makes everybody else look like dwarfs. But it's just
Right.
the name of the game, Like the guys who are short are gonna put on, more compact muscle, are gonna look more freaky. It's the same thing with, some of the women bodybuilders. There's that one chick from Russia, I believe. She finally just got her green card to come compete in America. She's always wins the Romania. She's short but very
Oh
compact and
yes,
crazy
yes,
looking.
yes, yes, yes. Oh my goodness,
I
don't
can't.
mess me up right now.
I
Not
know. I
not
can't think
Barbara,
right
but I
now.
know. Yes.
But it'll
But
be interesting.
that's a dimensions difference. That's not a size
Yeah.
difference. That's somebody I would want to go against because I know my dimensions are better. I'm not concerned about mass and size when my dimensions are better. You can't, I don't worry about that. Dimensions. You can come with those size, but I got dimensions on you night and day. So come on. But when it comes to saying like I want to have the parking lot lined up wrapping around twice, do they really gonna do that for someone 5'5", 5'4", for a 5'5" Mr. Olympia? 5'5" Miss Olympia, yeah, I mean yeah, but 5'4", 5'5" Mr. Olympia when I'm just saying, should we consider that being an issue? I'm just saying.
I don't know.
Five
I mean,
nine
I'm
sounds 5'9" sounds pretty good to me.
much better. Yeah. It does.
It looks good on stage. It really does.
It does. It dwarfs everyone. It looks so good.
That's just what
Yeah.
I'm saying.
That's
If
why I like being a
Chris,
tall competitor.
but if Chris was 5'6", would
It
he
wouldn't be
be
as
have?
impressive.
Thank you.
No. Yeah. It is impressive when tall people can really put on the size because it takes so
Size, yeah.
much longer. Our muscles are this long as opposed to being this long.
Mm-hmm.
Right, and then so it's let me get my charger. But yeah, it's just one of those things where
It really looks good on stage. It really does.
I
So,
know I get a lot of hate for that.
Margie, I would love to have you come see us because Chelsea and I are going to compete together at New York Pro.
Sorry.
New York Pro, baby. We got
We
to get
lose
our
her.
Airbnb stuff figured out
We do.
soon.
We do.
Where are you competing?
New
New
York
York
Pro.
Pro, both of us.
Oh, that's in New Jersey though, right? That's like upstate New
Yep.
York.
Yeah, and then we're gonna go visit New York because I've really never been, and Dom is gonna show us around because he's a New Yorker.
Can you come, Margie?
I hate New York.
But we're gonna be in Jersey.
Like the way we went for the World Series and the way they treated us at the World
Really?
Series, those New York fans, they could fucking suck it. I didn't even go shopping up there because they were so nasty.
You're like, you don't deserve my fucking money.
I was like, y'all ain't getting a motherfucking dime of my money. But you said you're gonna do. Where's the three thingy at? Is that in Arizona?
Triple O is in
Yeah, so
Arizona
the
in
Triple O's in
7 weeks, right?
Arizona. Yep, 7 weeks today, and then New York is 5 weeks after that. 12. We're 12 weeks out, right?
We're at
Which
13
date is
today.
that?
13.
Which date is
The
that?
which one? The triple O?
No, no. The triple O is what date? Do you have?
April 5th.
Okay, and then that's
17,
Or 17th. I'm off one of those days.
17, 13 weeks today.
Yeah, it's gonna
April
be
5th
so
is
fun.
definitely like, I'm pretty sure for the triple O, I would definitely come out support you for the first because I don't. Are you trying to just do points? Or are you just trying to like? Why are you doing multiple shows here?
Points don't matter anymore.
Yeah,
Oh
they don't
crap!
qualify. They don't qualify
So you
anymore.
have to win a pro show. So the plan is to win the triple O. And since I'm gonna be in shape, I want to do. I also have my first guest posing right in between New York and the triple O. So I'm gonna be posing at the Emerald Cup the first week of
Great.
May. So it's just something to keep me, still dieting. And then I want to get in front of Steve. I want to do the New York Pro. Might as well just do it. If I win two shows, it'd be fucking awesome.
Now, I would definitely say that that is so great. I would say yeah, because now getting in front of it, are you just gonna be at the Emerald Cup just like chilling out after the thing? Because I don't like being around people when they're in prep. Their shit's not fun. Like if you're doing a like say something like taking a break and then we can hang out and stuff like that and do shopping and stuff like that. But being at bodybuilding shows.
I know. Basically, I go to the Emerald Cup with my sponsor, my suit sponsor,
And who's your suit sponsor?
Radiant Physique Wear. We've been together since
Shout out.
2018. Yes, love Rachel. And so we've kind of made the Emerald Cup like our show where she flies me out. I go stay at the booth. I meet all the people. And then I convinced them last year that since I was going to be in shape to let me guest pose. And so they're letting me do that. And so basically, I just go up there for the weekend. I hang out at the booth. I'll do my guest posing and then whatever.
When
Emerald
was
Cup is
that?
gonna be great.
What'd you say, Amanda?
When is that?
It's May, the first weekend of May. I don't know if I'm
Okay.
posing on Friday or Saturday yet. It's a good show. It's a nice little
Yeah,
like
that's
they
gonna
got
be
a
a
nice little
great show.
expo. Yeah, and it's so funny because when I first wanted to compete in like 2013, 2012, when I was like doing research online, the Emerald Cup was like the huge show to do on the West Coast. And I was like, this is the show I want to do. I want to do figure, blah, blah, blah. And then I ended up doing women's physique in a show in 2014. So it's kind of cool to be like full circle that now I'm going to be doing my first ever guest posing at the Emerald Cup.
That's so great.
Yeah,
But
I
what
can't
about,
wait.
don't they have California bodybuilding shows for California?
They
Yeah.
do, they do.
I think it's the last. I think it's the last show that qualifies for the Olympia. I think it's in August.
Yeah, that's
Well, okay, it's later on.
Mm-hmm.
the new one, right? The
Yep,
Anaheim show.
they did it last year.
Yeah,
Yeah, that sounds
we
really
went to that.
good too.
Mm-hmm.
Are you moving over to women's bodybuilding? You with the traps?
Amanda,
No, I'm not that big, Marge. Come on.
you have that women's physique shape, in my opinion.
It's not even so much about the women's physique shape since they can make anyone win whoever they want to
It's
win
true.
based
It's
off of
true.
any, I'm just saying. But it's, a lot of competition out there when it comes to the champion of your height, Chelsea, needs to be given when it comes to that. You need to champion your height and rock that shit out.
One day I will be that. I just need some more time.
Girl, you had it when we met, and that was like almost 5 years. Was it like 4 or 5 years ago?
That was 20. So we met at the 2021 Olympia, which was when me and Amanda
2021.
first met and
Mm-hmm.
became like besties. And I came up to you and I'm like, "Oh my God, Margie." And you're like, "Bitch, who are you?" And I'm like, "Oh, and I'm like,
I
do
remember her outfit. I
uh-huh.
remember Marge's outfit. It was this beautiful
She's wearing like a
nude.
robe.
Yeah, but it was like a nude color.
Yeah,
It's like I didn't know. I was like loving it. You
and you
can
were
if
like
you can make that. I really wish you could feel the way. I just hope for me. I know that the rest comes with size. You're gonna get more size with rest. So for me, I know for a fact that maybe killing it 2 days out the week and then resting the most of the time, your body is going to respond better with that. And they don't, no one gives those type of protocols anymore
no,
of saying you need to rest. And the muscle just starts with
eating you
rest.
up.
It
Yeah.
starts eating you up, but the stress of life and having to cope with all those other things gets in the way too.
Yeah.
But I just know that once you start getting those 8 hours of sleep in, 8 plus 10, hours of sleep in, really getting it in the day.
I'm a real good sleeper, thankfully. That's like one thing I'm a professional at. I get good sleep. I know how to lay my ass down and not do shit. I'm really good at not doing anything. So I
So
always joke like that's why I'm meant to be a bodybuilder. I'm really good at resting, really
do
good
you
at
check you
pushing
test
it.
your cortisol levels too?
I don't. I probably should though, because I'm just curious. I took the last year off, and I really think that it was a really good thing for me mentally, physically. I took 3 months away to do like a gut healing protocol, and that made me really step back, really reduce my training. I didn't even do cardio for 3 months, and it was so nice. Like I feel like my body really like is responding a lot better, and it just feels healthier. And mentally,
Yeah.
I'm more ready to diet than I've ever been.
Oh, praise.
Yeah.
Awesome.
Yeah, I
Nothing
don't feel
but
like I'm
that.
dieting yet, and I'm 7 weeks out. It's just because I'm ready to be at this point.
Yeah. I think it's when you're around people. I don't know, like dieting was never the issue because I wasn't around people who made me want to feel like I needed to eat anything other than what
Exactly.
I was supposed to be eating.
Yeah.
So it was like, but breads and all that stuff
Yeah.
just.
I go hang
And
out
what did
with
you
my
learn about
friends
your
or bring
gut
my
health?
meals. Oh,
What
okay.
did you learn about? What did you learn about?
So what I specifically had was I had like, man, if I don't even remember. It feels like it's been so long ago. H. pylori. I had leaky gut. Which was weird because so me and my boyfriend got GI tests done, and he has always had issues with his stomach. So I'm like, oh, you're fucked up. I'm sure mine's okay. We get our test back. His is way better than mine. And I'm like, what? Like, I never have tummy aches. I never have any type of digestive issues. So basically, I was just really inflamed. So we really just needed to take the time to reduce that inflammation. I now make sure that I take the long breaks between my meals because at one point in time I would eat like three of my meals basically back to back to back and then go to bed. So
Hmm.
instead I make sure my meals are spaced out more. I feel like I don't have like sugar cravings like I used to get. I
Oh, I
love
remember them things. I was like,
I
bitch, you
love I
better
love
not.
fruit. I love fruit.
What fruits are you able to eat?
I do like any. I don't really have any fruit that I can't eat. Like Matt, he can't do anything citrus because it affects his acid reflux. So for me, there's not really any fruits that I can't eat. I just love them, and I would eat like a whole bag of it if I could. But yeah, I do like a morning drink that I still incorporate into my day with like glutamine, apple cider vinegar, lemon juice,
Is it Good
inositol.
Morning?
No,
By
but we do
Project?
use that sometimes. I do
Hmm.
like that product.
Hmm.
I just like to make my own because I'm cheap.
Right.
But yeah, just those few kind of things I've just kept implemented into my daily routine. My stomach was so flat this off season, so I knew it had to be something from the gut protocol. Because normally I would have like a little tiny pooch, but this year stomach flat from the side. It was beautiful.
Oh, that's so nice. You look
Yeah.
beautiful. You look so
Oh, thank
healthy.
you.
And that's really rare when talk to, we don't even get to see a lot of girls who bodybuild after their first or second year. You really,
Yeah, because
you
they
really
fall off
don't.
or yeah,
Yeah. So that pressure.
yeah. It's been good
So,
though.
well, there was a good talk, guys.
I know we're at
Thank
like
you
an hour
guys so
already.
much for being so sweet to me.
We
You're
love
so
you.
guys, so good. I'm going
Absolutely.
to come. I'm going to try to see about the triple O,
Yeah, I'll give you
about
more
being
info
able
and
to,
stuff.
and everything else. Because Arizona is just like, it's like a quick flight. It's a quick
Down the
flight back.
street.
You know what I'm saying? And everything else. So, but yeah, I love you guys. Thank you for having
Love
me
you
on your
too.
show.
Of
And
Absolutely.
course.
And we're gonna keep in touch, and you're definitely gonna be updated on everything that we're doing as far as this season.
okay, you better. All right. Good luck to you guys. Thank you.
Thank you.
Love you.
Love
Bye. Love you too.
you.
Bye.
Bye bye.
Bye,
Bye.
Amanda.
Bye, guys.
Bye.